If you landed on this video, it was for a good reason. It's for a good reason. I'll tell you why. So, I know that many of us are stuck. Most of us get stuck in this cycle of claiming that we're gonna do what we said we were gonna do the day before, or the week before, or the month before, or even the year before, right? We get so caught up within our day-to-day lives that sometimes we don't, like, it gets hard for us to put in that effort to actually commit to doing our goals and our aspirations for what we want to do, like just for the future of our life. And it can be hard. It can be hard. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I know for myself, I was supposed to start this video. I was supposed to start this channel weeks ago, a month ago. But I didn't. And the thing is when it comes down to things that you really want to do, you have to start now. You have to start immediately. Because life as we know it, every day that goes by is another opportunity wasted. Every day that goes by without you committing to your goals or taking action on what you said you were gonna do is a wasted opportunity. Most of us, we live our lives on autopilot, and most people don't even know it. We go through every day doing our normal tasks, waking up, eating breakfast, taking in our daily dose of dopamine, doom scrolling, playing video games, watching movies, watching TV, going out with friends, getting drunk, getting high, you know, just your usual dopamine outlets. And then we go to bed, and then I'm pretty sure most of you get these thoughts in your head where it's like, could I have done something more productive with my day? What could I have done to achieve my goals? This is the trap that I feel like we're set in. We live our lives on autopilot without a good percent of the population knowing it. And then it's like, well, what can you do? What can you do? I was supposed to start this video weeks ago. I made plans. I was like, okay, hey, OJ, this is what you're gonna do. This is how it's gonna go. But did I actually start the video weeks ago? No. I started tonight, at 1:55 in the morning, even though I have to go to work in a few hours. So if anything, whatever it is that you want to start, you have to start it now. Don't wait for later. Don't wait for the perfect opportunity. Don't get stuck doing mindless research, trying to make sure that you get everything right the first try, because I've realized that, like, it's unrealistic. It's unrealistic. And I mean, yeah, sure, it's nice to try and be prepared for whatever it is that you're trying to do. But the reality of it is, you learn more by doing. Now, don't get me wrong. You can learn by doing research and whatnot, don't get me wrong. But you have to actually commit to whatever it is that you're trying to do. And then you're gonna make mistakes along the way. But you can't be afraid of those mistakes. You have to learn from those mistakes, right? When I say learn from your mistakes, analyze your mistakes, analyze why they happened, analyze how they happened, and then apply that newfound knowledge to your goals, right? Learn from those mistakes. What we should be thriving to do is to make as many mistakes as possible. The more mistakes we make, the better off we become. Don't avoid making mistakes. It's unrealistic to try and be a perfectionist. You don't want to get stuck in that cycle of thinking that you know it all, or you think you shouldn't have everything down by a certain age or a certain time frame. No. We're all on different schedules. We're all on different time frames. I'm 20 in college right now, and every day I still question whether or not the path I'm going towards right now is the right one. Every day. And I'm pretty sure many other people ask themselves the same question. What we have to keep in mind, though, is sometimes that's just how life is. Like, it's okay. If you don't know what's gonna happen, that's fine. You don't always have to know what's going on or like what's gonna happen in the future. What's important is that you set yourself a goal, a realistic goal, not some unrealistic type stuff. Whereas, like, let's say, for example, I'm gonna become a billionaire in a year. You're not gonna become a billionaire in a year. You're not. Unless you were born into some rich family and you can have all the rich connections and all that stuff made. No. You're not becoming a billionaire. That's not realistic. What is realistic is, let's say you want to make your first $1,000 online. What would be realistic? Saying, hey, I'm going to make $1,000 within a year? Or a few months? Or 1 month? I'll let you decide which one is more realistic. But seriously, like, I feel like we all get stuck on autopilot, doing the same things each and every day. And most of us, either we know it and we just accept that fate, or we do know it, but we don't have enough discipline to change. And I feel like that's the saddest part about it, is for those people who choose to accept it, that, hey, like, I wake up, I go to work, I come home, this is how it's supposed to be. And if you're, if that satisfies you, then cool. It's cool for you. But if it's not, then it's just tough. It's just tough. Like, most of us are in jobs where we don't want to be in, constantly wishing for other opportunities or to be rich. We have to ask ourselves, why do we want to pursue these opportunities, right? We have to ask ourselves that, because then that'll set us a clear goal or path forward. Don't want to go backward. I mean, you can go backward, but it happens. You trying to achieve your life goal, you're gonna make some mistakes and go backwards. But all those mistakes, that are gonna be making you go backwards are gonna be making you go forwards, if that makes sense. So what I'm mainly trying to say is try not to get caught up in life. Our lives can be very busy, but you don't want to live your life on autopilot. You don't want to do that unless you're fine with doing that. If you want better for yourself, then you can do it. It's achievable. You can't rely on motivation. Motivation only gets you so far. At that point, it's discipline. It's doing the hard things. It's telling yourself, hey, I'm gonna wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, go for a jog, come back, work on my business or side hustle for 30 minutes. Even on days where you don't feel like it and you still do it, that's discipline. Motivation is only doing whatever it is convenient to you in a given moment based on external factors and your emotions being manipulated. Or not manipulated, but those moments, where you watch motivational videos or just anything that you deem to be motivational to you, and you get that burst of, I'm not sure if you'd call it dopamine, but basically you start feeling really pumped up and you're like, yeah, I want to do this. This is me, right? I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna go crazy, right? Now you should know what I'm talking about. But you can't rely on that. Why? Because it dies out. It dies out. And again, it can only take you so far. So the best time to start anything is now. Don't rely on motivation, but discipline. And try not to get stuck in everyday life. I can go into more specifics into how these things can be obtainable / achievable, but I'll probably make different videos for these topics in the future. So, but if you're feeling stuck, I get it. The best time to start is now, please. I gotta emphasize that, bro. I gotta emphasize that. I have to. But it's okay. All right. We don't have to have things figured out. None of us has it. None of us have things figured out, even though it may seem like other people do have everything figured out. It's not as it seems. It's not. You have to focus. You have to focus on you. You. Don't focus on anybody else's journey but you, because you are your own greatest enemy. You can be your own greatest enemy and your biggest ally. It goes hand in hand. Hand in hand. Right? So, yeah, it's okay. And I know I keep saying that, but seriously, life gives us all these obstacles and challenges. But ask yourself, really, what is it do you want to do with the rest of your life that will make you satisfied? What is satisfying to you? And how are you gonna achieve that? Do you want to be average like everybody else, working 9 to 5s every day, coming home exhausted from work, dreading to go to work the next day, no matter what type of job it is? Do you want to own a business? be your own boss, not have to listen to other people, right? Do you want to be a freelancer? Do you want to do your own work? You know, take on other people's requests and do work for them, set your own prices? Do you want to travel the world? Whatever it is that you find satisfactory to you, how are you going to achieve that? Okay? Because that's pretty much what life is about. It's nice to have fun, wind down and relax, but how are you going to achieve your life goals? You can't do it by wasting time on social media, watching TV, watching movies, watching Netflix, partying, drinking every day with no moderation. You can't do that. You can't. So how? How are you gonna do that? How? I mean, I'm pretty sure I already explained it in this video of how that could be attainable. But really, it just comes down to you. That's really all it comes down to. I know for me, like, I'm in college. I want to obtain a degree, but honestly, I don't even know if I want to, because the job market is cooked right now, right? I do know I want to start my own business, right? But you have to, anything that you do, you have to do it in small steps. You can't want to do something new, right? And just be like, you know, like you can't take shortcuts. You can't expect to do this when in reality you got to do this. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, just be realistic with yourself. Like, be honest with yourself. What is it that you want to do? How are you going to achieve that? And just like try and be self-aware of the world and life. And just ask yourself, what is satisfactory to me, and how am I going to achieve that for the rest of my life? Yeah, that's pretty much all I got for this video. I mean, I'm not gonna ramble on and say the same things, even though I'm pretty sure I did, but you get the point. Anyways, the next video will be pretty interesting. I hate doing outros because honestly, I feel like outros are pointless. Like, pointless. Like, why do an outro, bro? Why do an outro? Nobody stays here this long. Especially, I just created my YouTube channel. But then again, this isn't about me. This is not about me. This is about you guys. My channel is dedicated to you guys. So this is my introduction, and I'm putting it at the end, of course. Why? Because why not? People don't stick around for this long. And I was not gonna start my video off of an introduction because that is corny. Right? That is corny. Right? So if you're here this long, thank you. All right? And if you want to know, yes, the name of this channel is OJ the Wise. Why, you might ask, is because I want to dedicate this channel to learning as much information as possible and passing it on to you guys, and so that we can all grow together as a community and just thrive. That's what I want this channel to be based off of. All right. So the more information I know and what I can learn, I want to pass that on to you guys. And I want to make this an interactive thing as well, right? Like we can all grow together. Anybody can pitch in their ideas. We're all in this together, right? So there's my introduction, right? It's at the end of the video. Nobody sticks around this long anyway, so it's like, why do this? But hey, you gotta do what you gotta do, right? And shoot, might be 5 years later, 1 year later, 1 month later, I look back at this first video and I'm like, man, what was I thinking, bro? That looks like horse. No, I'm just playing. Like, it looks like doesn't look good. All right. Looks like okay. Looks like all right, anyway, yeah, there's no reason for this video to keep going, so I see you guys in the next one.